Smoke plumes rose from the Drake power plant this morning. A fire at the plant is sparking fears and caused outages across the city. We have team coverage on this breaking news. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm John Carroll.
And I'm Brittany Bailey. We want to get straight back to that breaking news. A fire is burning at the Drake power plant near downtown Colorado Springs.
The power plant is in the 700 block of Conejo Street. Right now, there's a voluntary evacuation for people within a 3-block radius of the plant. Many of the streets around the area are also closed. KRDO News Channel 13's Bonnie Silkman joins us live now with the latest. Good afternoon, Bonnie.
Good afternoon, John and Brittany. Now, smoke from the fire has now cleared, and we're told the fire is now under control. But this started as a very scary situation when a large plume of black smoke was right over the power plant here. If you're in Colorado Springs, it was very hard to miss, and again, a very scary situation. Now, all employees were evacuated. Everyone is safe and accounted for. Emergency teams are here investigating, trying to figure out what started this fire. And I don't know how well you can see it, but actually in the southeast corner of the power plant, that's where the fire first began, from inside of the building. We're told there's actually offices in that area, but again, how the fire started is still unknown. Now, every couple of seconds you hear a loud sound. That's bursts of steam coming from the pressure release valves. That's because the inside of the power plant is really hot, so they're trying to cool out and release all of that pressure from inside the power plant. Now, Colorado Springs Utilities got a call about the fire just before 10 this morning. When we first got here, like I said, there was a large black plume of smoke, and it was very hard to miss. Now, we spoke with the Colorado Springs Utilities, and they tell us they have emergency teams inside investigating what started this fire.
When it's safe to go inside, we'll obviously go in with the appropriate crews and safety in mind, and we'll take a look and see what's going on. I don't know how long that could take at this point.
Now, this plant, we are told, powers about 85% of Colorado Springs' electricity. Over 21,000 people lost power, but all that was restored by 10:15 this morning. Now, if you're driving around in Colorado Springs, you're really going to want to try to avoid this area. There is a volunteer evacuation radius, 3 blocks in this area, so just try to avoid this part of town. We'll, of course, keep you updated as soon as we learn more about this fire and what started it. But for now, reporting live in Colorado Springs, Bonnie Silkman, KRDO News Channel 13.
Bonnie, thank you. An evacuation shelter has been set up at the Red Cross on 8th Street.
KRDO News Channel 13's Olivia Wilmson is checking in with the evacuees, and she also spoke to workers from the power plant who were shaken up this afternoon. She joins us now with team coverage. Good afternoon, Olivia.
Good afternoon, Brittany and John. Here at the Red Cross on South 8th Street, they are welcoming evacuees. Like you said, a 3-block radius of homes and businesses around the power plant were evacuated. Colorado Springs Utilities told me earlier that all of the workers did evacuate the power plant. I did speak with someone who was inside the power plant when the fire started. Let's go to video and show you what it looked like. A witness told me that firefighters put that fire out very quickly. The smoke got out of there fairly fast, within minutes, she says. You can see the firefighters were working on top of the roof trying to put out any remaining flames. I talked to a scaffolding builder who was inside when he heard an explosion.
Yeah, my adrenaline was going, definitely. You go from just working to all of a sudden, I mean, it was within 5 seconds, boom, and that whole plant was full of smoke.
He said he was able to safely get down the scaffolding with the rest of his crew and get out of there safely. They did have all of the workers there get out and get away from the building several blocks away. Now, as we said, the Red Cross here on South 8th Street is welcoming anyone who wants to use this as an evacuation center for water, food, whatever you need. You can come here. Reporting live in Colorado Springs, Olivia Wilmson, KRDO News Channel 13.
Thanks, Olivia. Many of you have been sharing your video of the fire. This comes to us from Doris Wall. And you can see just how thick and black that smoke was when this fire broke out.
We also want to show you some of the photos we've received from you. Again, they show just how massive that smoke plume was rising above Colorado Springs there. Thank you to Casey Kwilicki and Linda Marie Fowler for sending in those photos. We do have a slideshow of more viewer photos set up at KRDO.com. Well, because of this fire, Colorado Springs police are on accident alert, so they can direct more officers to help. That means if you're in an accident and there are no serious injuries and drugs and alcohol are not involved, you don't have to call police. You can file an accident report within 72 hours of that accident.